It's Havana 102.7 Kiss FM. It is Seacrest and Sissany and Tanya and Patty and Camila Cabello.
Wow, thanks. I like how you said my name there.
Camila
Really
Cabello.
good. Yeah, nice.
Am I getting it right?
100%. And I
Okay,
like
good.
the little flair,
Camila
little
Cabello.
accent. It's good.
I took a 9th grade Spanish class, and it's paying off
Nice.
by introducing your name. Listen, I want to just I want to read some facts here. That song we know is a smash, but you have a chart-topping album. I'm looking at the globe, and on planet Earth, in like 100 different countries, it is on the top at -- 1. So congratulations.
That's gotta be a pretty awesome feeling, right?
Oh my God, yeah, it's amazing. I haven't even had time to process it, but it's really, it's amazing. Like, I can't believe that it's finally out, because I was working on it for almost a year. So the fact that it's, people are listening to it, and I saw that you were listening to it, because I always see Tanya's Insta stories. What was your favorite that you screenshotted? You screenshotted one.
Into It.
Nice.
It's like my jam.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
So what is? You have to tell us, what is it? What's the feeling, and what is the sensory overload you get knowing that you've been with these children, these songs for a while yourself, and now you're exposing them to an entire planet? What's that moment like?
Well, I especially feel it when I remember the night that my album came out. I was looking at all of my fans' Twitters,
Right.
and I was just hearing them be like, "Oh, All These Years is my favorite," or "Oh, Consequences is my favorite," and I was like, "Wow, I can't believe that people actually get to, apply these songs that relate, that apply to my life. They get to apply it, in their own way, to their lives, which is super cool. I like hearing, the different stories behind why people choose a song.
Why they're
as their
connecting to
favorite.
certain songs and lyrics, sure.
Yeah.
And I was reading an article about there's a story that says your mom, when you were talking about doing this solo project, your mom told you to expect the worst.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what was her intent with that? What did she mean by that?
Well, I feel like you can never, when you do something like that, you can never do stuff expecting for it to be really successful or this or that. Like, if that's the reason why you're doing it, then you just might as well not do it, because you'll probably be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just told me, if you want to do this, just expect the worst possible scenario. And if you still want to do it, and, the worst possible scenario being, nobody, everybody is upset with me, and, my music isn't successful, and, it's kind of like starting from scratch all over again. She was like, if you're fine with all those circumstances and you're still going to be happy, then do it. And I was like, yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything on the album that you thought twice about and then ended up putting it on?
Oh,
Or did
yeah.
you-
There's a couple.
For example.
Yeah, there's a couple songs. Consequences, Into It, actually. Inside Out. There was a couple songs. Because there was so many that there was like 30.
Yeah. 30 possible songs.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm assuming there's
Yeah.
a lot of songs that didn't make it onto the album.
Yeah, there's like
We'd
a
like
whole,
for you to sing all of those right now. Could you just sing the ones?
there's like two other possible, there's like two other unreleased albums, basically.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Camila Cabello is here. So there were a handful that you thought, I don't know if I should do this or not, but then that's probably when it makes the best song.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to kind of spend time away from it and then play it. The best way to know is when you're listening in the car with other people, because you get to really feel. I don't know. I feel like, does this happen to you that sometimes you kind of, especially if it's your friends or your family, you can almost feel their thoughts. That you can feel the vibe in the room. So when stuff like excited people, I was like, oh, I'm looking at it in a different way.
Yeah, because you spend so much time with it that you kind of might be blind to it.
Yeah, and sometimes you could be really close to a certain situation and write a song about it, and the song actually sucks, but you like it because you're so close to it.
Right.
And there could be another song that, you were just like, oh, this was just this little thing that I was feeling. It's not really that deep. And then that ends up being, a better song than the one that was a little bit closer to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she's talking about songs kind of like outfits for us, right? It's like you have an outfit that you just you think you're rocking, and you walk out in the world.
Oh,
and
it's
people are
kind of like
I'm not feeling
You
that.
get photographed and you're like, man.
No, that wasn't it.
It's like if you got this grass from your favorite farm in your home and you put it on your outfit and you were like, oh, but this outfit has the piece of grass from my favorite farm. People are like, but that outfit sucks.
Yes. We understand. We can relate. Camila Cabello is here celebrating global success with this album. Let's come back. And Sissany has actually brought something up about New Year's Eve that I didn't even know until recently that I want to ask you about. Kiss FM. Ed Sheeran on Kiss. That is perfect. All right. Seacrest and Sissany. Tanya is beside herself. Very excited to be with Camila Cabello as we all are this morning.
I love
Tanya,
you.
did you have a... Because it's interesting always to hear from Tanya's point of view what song she can relate to the most, just because we live in her soap opera of a life. What song did you connect with the most, Tanya?
Well, All These Years was one that really, really struck me. It's one of my favorites as well.
Dang.
The lyrics are so vulnerable. I think what's beautiful about this album, and Something's Gotta Give is my second favorite.
Thanks.
And I think like a lot of times we can relate it to, you know, relationships that were with significant others. But, you know, I looked at it through the lens of you as an artist and through your perspective. And Something's Gotta Give, to me, was a different relationship in your life with friendships.
Yeah, for sure.
And it broke my heart and I think it's so beautiful that you can be that vulnerable and share that with people, because a lot of people go through friendships and relationships like that. And the fact that you were brave enough to kind of pick yourself up and move forward is so beautiful. And I think that's why people are connecting to this album, because you're really telling your truth, which is a universal truth.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. Thank you. Thanks. And yeah, I feel like writing, you just have to use whatever makes you feel. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be like a romantic thing. But what's beautiful is that people can take it, you know, however they want in their lives. But I feel like relationships, whether it's romantic or friendships or whatever, it's all very closely related. You know what I mean? Like the end of anything makes you
sad.
Yeah, for sure.
What about Havana? This was, you know, a big moment for you to release Havana. You saw its success, and its success has then brought the album along to be #1 too. Was there pushback on that song being a single?
On Havana being a single?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it wasn't even released as a single because I don't think anybody thought that it was going to be, with a song like that, it either works or people just don't get it at all. And so I think that was just scary for people, you know what I mean? Because it didn't really sound like anything on the radio at the time. And it just didn't follow like the formula that was already working, which can be scary for a lot of people because they just kind of want to go with what has already worked before, and so they think that it's going to work again, whatever. But I just feel like a big lesson that I learned last year is that all that really matters is that the song represents you and that you're happy with it and you're proud of it and you believe in it, because then no matter what happens, you're going to be happy and you're going to be stoked performing it, you know? So I just kind of decided to, thankfully it kind of raised its hand organically once we released it, as just, we released it with another song too. And that one ended up raising its hand. And it just taught me like a huge lesson that I feel like nobody really knows what's going to happen. Right. Nobody knows. So you might as well just go with what you like.
You got to listen to your guys, especially being an artist. But it's funny because I come in to do the American Top 40 Countdown every week, and it was like the song came out, it went to #1 so fast, and then I think 5 weeks I've come in to do the show, and it's like, and the #1 song in the USA. I mean, it's really had quite a run, and you talk about it being unconventional and different. Why do you think? I mean, I saw Barack Obama said it was his favorite song of 2017. Why do you think it struck so many chords around the world with so many different people?
I don't know. I mean, I loved the song even more when I was performing it, because for me, like the thing that I enjoy writing the most is the more emotional songs, because I just enjoy writing it the most. But I think with songs like Havana or She Loves Control or Into It, you really, really feel it when you're performing, like when you're in an environment where you can like dance and really feel it. And I don't know, I mean, I couldn't tell you what it is, but for me, I just love it because I feel like it just takes me to a different place, and it's like so sensual, and I'm personally proud of it because I feel like I combined two really big parts of my life and it's kind of like this classic Cuban piano, like danzón, and then it's combined with just kind of like the more hip hop. So it's kind of like my upbringing and then kind of what I listen to now. And I was really proud of it because I feel like I made, Frank and I made something that's like, it's very particular to me.
The timing was great though too, because now we can all travel to Cuba. I think that also tied in nicely with the fact that it was released around the same time.
You have vacation time coming up? We don't know about.
I'm not going anywhere. Have you seen my stomach?
Yeah, she's pregnant with twins. Camila.
Cute, congrats! That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Do you know
Thank
what gender?
A boy and a girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Thank you.
Me too.
So
I'm
she
just kidding.
by the way, she braved 1 degree on New Year's Eve in Times Square,
Yes.
and you were there, Camila, under the ball at that moment. What was it? Every time I'm there and do it, it's I completely forget that we're on television. What was it like when you saw the ball coming down on New Year's Eve for you?
It was amazing. I actually felt bad because I felt like I was screaming and you were like talking to the TV. And I was like, Nick was next to me and I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And I was like singing to the New York song and you were like, hey everybody, we're here in Times Square. And I was like, does Ryan just want me to shut up so badly right now?
It's hard to you can't hear it's so loud. You can't hear anybody next to you.
Yeah, and I didn't help with that, so sorry.
But Sissany, what did you
So I
report
saw
on?
you on the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, and
Yeah.
he brought up the New Year's Eve show, and you mentioned that you were considering possibly kissing Nick Jonas at midnight.
It's so funny because after I said that, there was this GIF on Twitter where I'm kind of like looking over at him and
Was that the
smiling,
moment?
and I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, that was probably the moment. I just thought it would be funny.
Yeah, well, you
Next
have to
time.
turn. Listen, everybody that's done that turns right.
What do you mean?
Turns right. So you're right. Everyone turns to their right, and whoever's there. It's like we've had different stars throughout the years, and everyone traditionally turns to their right. So that would have been the right turn, and then Mariah would have kissed Sugarland, and I just talked to America.
But
It's the
does
way it works
everybody?
out.
Does anybody just?
It's happened
People
before,
that aren't,
right?
necessarily together. Do they just kiss like
Yeah,
whatever?
Yeah,
What the hell?
Yeah, totally. Because
Yeah,
it's New Year's.
Yeah, it's New Year's for sure.
It's a fun thing.
For
but
sure.
But thank you for doing that. And
Yeah, it was so
and
fun.
It was really great to have you. Well,
And so many people watch that. It's insane.
Yeah, so many people
I mean,
don't go out on
obviously,
New Year's.
but it's crazy because
crazy.
no, it's crazy because I, after I was like, I was on Snapchat and I was looking at all of my friends from back at home. I just left Miami and they were all watching it, and so many people texted me. They were like, "Oh, I saw you on." People that I don't really even know that well. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool."
new friends.
Yeah.
Her album is Camila. It is out. Congratulations on what looks like it's going to be a tremendous 2018. It's always great to see you. Thanks for
Great
coming.
to see you. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks,
good to
guys.
see you.
Thank you so much.